In this episode, I'll be taking a look at Ren and the Skinner Brothers, CTL ALT DELETE. Let's get started. I dig this beat already. I just wanted to point out real quick, right in the very beginning, we got this woo, and this going panning between both ears, which is a nice way to set our atmosphere.
I say slow down, preacher man, the love won't start. When the beat is tough, they're gonna lose their part. They told me 1,000 times, they said, so boy, start. I put my middle finger and say, fuck you, watch. I played the cards that I was dealt. My hand was bad, but I'm a fucking lion in this bitch. Turn a bad thing around and make it feel good. Feeling myself right now, I really could. King out the world so hot, man, I'm flying in this bitch. Touch wrong when I hit the world, gonna go bad. Gonna go to better when the planet get peak. Man, I'm gonna control delete.
Oh, I like that. We got the delete. Some came in the right ear and the delete came in the left ear. And then we've got kind of this swirling going on with the rest of the music, which is nice, especially on that bass.
Gonna go to better when the planet get peak. Man, I'm gonna control delete. I said slow down, stop and breathe, relax and inhale. Lost myself inside the spaces between heaven and hell. You see, we gentrify the fibers of the human condition. Excavate the soul, replace it with materialism. Hold up, watch it. Watch the kid, I'm in the cockpit. Baseline riff, it hits right in the pocket. Drop it, sick, the sick boy spit droplets. Rain on the bit of business and it's hypnotic soccer. Music for the gutter, I mean motherfucker. The G-Not butter.
Self-imposed death. Referring to the cigarettes, obviously. It's a comedic way to have added that in. Self-imposed slow death, yep.
Let's rain on the bit of business and it's hypnotic soccer. Music for the gutter, I mean motherfucker. The G-Not butter, I'm a certified nutter. Who the force? The
way that they've got these trumpets, it's nice too, because it kind of comes in the backside here. And we've got this da-da-da-da-da, which is a nice way to roll that in.
Typhoon, a music tycoon, I'm Steezy, my brother. I played the cards that I was dealt. My hand was bad, but I'm a fucking lion in this bitch. Turn a bad thing around and make it feel great. Pick it up, the pressurize the pressure deflate. Pour a little gasoline and make a bonfire in this bitch. Kick drum with the 808, damn it's so bad. Think I'm gonna turn it in, I feel a little.
We saw that before where they did a rewind. When he was throwing the can up, and they just did another rewind going back between these two, and then adding those additional animations with the ball being kicked.
Man, I wanna control delete. Man, I wanna control delete.
Oh, there's Vic. Ha! Sorry, I didn't mean to stop right at the beginning. I didn't realize there was a guitar solo. So I'll leave that roll while that goes.
And then so my story goes. Girl meets boy, let's go. All the things they love and the things they do together. And then so my story goes.
Medical supplies that comply with YouTube CNC. I dig this album so far, and I really like the beat of this song.
Girl meets boy, let's go. All the things they love and the things they do together. And then so my story goes. Girl meets boy, let's go. All the things.
I like this low bass they brought in. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Something along those lines. But it just comes in right around here. Let me go back just a little bit further. Right there.
So my story goes.
Dun, dun,
Call me
dun.
boy, let's go.
pain, true pain, new game, profane bars are fat like Dabu.com, like I'm Bruce Wayne, old game, new lane, propane, lightning strike like Barracuda, microphone abuser, cycle on maneuver, Tyson like movement, striking twice, choosing 90 right, bruising, line of sight, humans, 99, excuse me, I'm polite, usually sigh, I'm the sick boy, I do what I like, I don't like that, so the fishy won't bite, how'd you even get in the dress so tight, the night's still young, but I think I just might.
This song is so great. I love this. It's somewhat comedic, yet funny and honest. And we get, again, some of the way that they just have really edited and mastered some of this is just great with the way that his vocals are coming in and out on within the particular ear gives us, again, another great atmosphere.
So the fishy won't bite. How'd you even get in the dress so tight? The night's still young, but I think I just might. Humour me usually, I'm in the mood to be moving with you, that's a unity. Choosing me beautifully. Stupid enough, that's a lovesick lunacy.
I played the cards that
Yes. I was gonna mention that.
Me choosing it beautifully. Stupid enough, that's a lovesick lunacy.
I played the cards that I was dealt.
You can tell he's, oh, let's see.
My hand was bad.
Oh, it is hard to tell if he's carrying, if he's actually got a Steadicam rig on, or if he's just holding it in his hands, depending on the camera. Because we can kind of see. Let's go back a little bit. Let's just go back further.
I played the.
So we see typically what's on the right-hand side kind of, it looks like that would be part of the arm. But,
Cards that I.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that is. So, as we saw in the Vincent's Tales BTS, you know, it's kind of a Z-shaped rig, spring-loaded, or compress-loaded, depending on what version you go with. And nonetheless, it just helps smooth out the camera. But you typically have an arm, so you have it'll go over your shoulders, strap around your belt, so it utilizes your waist stability and also helps with the weight dispersion. And it'll have an arm that comes out, and then that will also have another arm that comes up that's certainly movable that you connect the camera to, or the camera sits on. So it looks like this could be. I was just making sure he wasn't holding with his hands and just bringing it down in the shadow.
I was dealt, my hand was bad, but I'm a fucking lion in this bitch. I'm a liar. Turn a bad thing around and make it feel good. Feeling myself right now, really quit. King out the world so hot, man, I'm flying in this bitch. Touch on when I hit the world, gonna go back. Gonna go to better when the planet get peak. Man, I'm gonna control, delete.
Oh, I was hoping that wasn't over. That's 4 minutes. That did not feel like 4 minutes. Then, let me just see. Make sure there's not anything else. Okay. It's kind of James Brownish. Some of especially towards the end, the way that drum, and you've got the bass and the drum beat, they go really well together. Yet another iteration of a genre that I'm constantly getting introduced to with Ren. That they're not just specific on one particular genre. I like how all this was done in one shot. The other thing I wanted to mention, it does work out that it is kind of an overcast day. The reason is because when we go in here, as he's walking in, there's not a color change. If it were brighter outside, you typically have your aperture that has to be turned down. Well, when you go inside, even though there's a lot of lights, it's still not as bright. And you typically would have to turn it up, and there would be some sort of adjustment that would be noticeable. But here we can see that we're panning in. It does help slightly that they are pointing at the lights when we come in, so it can maintain that aperture. But typically you would see some sort of dip or variation in color and brightness. But here they didn't, so they got lucked out with an overcast sky, so that kind of helps with that transition. But this is great because it's still all done in one shot. There's not a ton going on, but we've got this kid running in. That would have to be properly timed. So it wouldn't be before or after, as the cameraman's walking past, as well as staying in focus. And then we, of course, come up and follow him. Follow him. I missed what this said on the cam. they pointed out. Okay. Pre-sesh-gran. All right. In any case, that was just the other thing I wanted to point out was the fact that we're going from two different, plus the other thing, typically this would happen. You can see back here in the outside in the windows, if it were not an overcast, that would kind of be blown out. Again, having to compensate for the lights in the store versus the contrast of the lights outside. It could be typically blown out. So it did certainly work in their favor. Now, there's plenty of things that they could have done in editing and in post, and that may have been done as well. But for the fact that it is an overcast sky, it does help. And again, still following this out into one shot. I mean, you've got two that are just kicking the ball, and then we have Ren and Sick Boy comes in as well, kicking the ball. It's just a leisurely activity, so there's not a lot going on, meaning if something had gone wrong, they'd have to restart the shot all over again. I mean, they've got some pretty cool shots in here already with them kicking the ball. I mean, it looks like the last one. Ren, yeah, kind of flips it, bounces. We do a reverse. Just kind of leave it that. So it was probably just to be shot with them kicking the ball back and forth and seeing how it turns out and then ending. And then, of course, Ren walks over to the girl. They make a medical transaction. But it's just really cool. I mean, again, there's not a whole lot going on, but if anything could have gone wrong in any of these parts, they would have had to stop and redone the entire video again. Musically, it's an incredible song. I mentioned this on several different occasions. They got so many different music instruments going on and variations of the styles, and we still get that nice separation. So you're able to listen to his voice right in the center, and then we're also able to get all of the musical instruments and hear them really well. I really dig this additional bass line that kind of comes in, and I can't tell if it's a bass guitar, a deep synth, or let's see. Right there. It is a sounds like it would have been a synth or an electronic drum beat. And then so my story goes. Yeah, we got a dun 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 dun. We get it lower first on the bass. We hear that dun dun. And then we go dun dun right there, and then it gets even deeper in a second. Right there, dun 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 dun. That sounds like a drum, an actual drum bass versus the synth. I'll have to go back. I don't want to keep going back over and over, but I just dug that because he also hollows out the music as he's saying together, which is nice. We get that nice focus. We can really hear that delay. Slight reverb on his voice as well. And then so my story goes. Then they slowly bring that drum beat back in. I like the fade in for that. Then they're actually tuning it so it becomes brighter. So you can hear that. And it's a nice way to have it bleed in. It kind of comes in low volume, then it comes in muffled, then it starts to get clear. So it really helps round out this song during that separation in this encounter, so to speak. So just listen one more time. You'll hear it slowly fading in, and it'll be kind of muffled, then it becomes clear. That drum beat. So we get to really hear it as a snap. Versus it being just a thunk. It's the only word I can think of right now. Just to listen to that. See, here it's muted. Now we're slowly coming up. Now it's bright. So we also have these accompanying vocals. It might be them, different layered tracks. In any case, one of the things that you can do when you're mastering is, or editing, is create a slight offset between the vocals. So even if it was done in one track, let's say that everybody was there doing this as the accompaniment. That could be on one track, and then what you would do is actually double it, set your panning separation on it, but you would also add a slight offset to the original. So instead of having both tracks perfectly lined up, you would offset one. What that does is, and it's only by a matter of frames, but what that does is it adds an additional layer of depth, and it also adds, you can recognize that separation. So musically, it sounds wonderful, because if you took two tracks and if you took a mono track and then you duplicated it into another mono track, and then you panned one to the left and one to the right, well, you essentially have a single stereo track as far as the ears are concerned, because you've got complete separation between both your left and your right. But when you do that, and you add an additional separation, again, a little bit of an offset between those two tracks, so they're not perfectly lined up, you get an additional bit of delay. Plus, it allows your brain and your ears to listen to the music and calculate their similarities while still audibly adding a variation and distance between the two. It just makes the listening experience so much better. So they could have been as simple as, again, doubling a track or just having it as a standard stereo track and leaving it at that, but they didn't, because we can hear the vocals of the As the Story Goes Forever. You can actually hear that there is a very slight variation between the left and right ear. Now we still have Ren's voice in the front, which also has is slightly ahead of the accompanying voices, which adds that nice separation. But then we also again get that separation between the two ears, because it gives us much more a fuller depth in music and in the vocals for this specifically. I just wanted to point those couple things out, because it just makes this, it's already a great beat, it's already a great rhythm, and it's already great lyrics, and it's just nice to have so much of that built in so well, or mastered so well. I just love it. What did you think? I know I've read a lot of comments that Control Alt Delete is several of yours favorite song from this album, and I really dug it. There again, it's so much. I like how it ends on James Brownish, but then it goes into a James Brownish rhythm signature towards the end, but then we also get some of this Stranger Things older 1980s music with some of the electronics. That's just my opinion. I dug it. This was a fun song. Yeah. Let me know what you think. Is this your favorite song off the album, or do you have another one? So the Story Goes, I know that was a favorite for some as well. So let me know. What did you think? What did I miss? I'm curious if there's a BTS for this. I do know that there was one. Many of you commented on So the Story Goes that there's a BTS for that. So now I'm curious if there's a BTS for this. If there is, I'll be digging into that. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you watching Melodic Logic. And until next time, please take care.